Hello, bonjour, and welcome bienvenue à la Grand Prix du Canada. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the STB Racing League Season 22 Tier 1 Canadian Grand Prix. We're here at the Ile Notre Dame on the St. Lawrence Seaway in Canada, Montreal. I'm joined by Pistol here tonight. Pistol, welcome to Canada once again. The time's looking quite close as expected, but it looks like it's going to be a very interesting Grand Prix, Pistol. Sem is on a lap right now, and he's a 10th up.
Indeed. So, of course, like you said, it's the Canadian Grand Prix. And speaking of the track in Montreal, it's a 4.3 kilometre circuit. It's got 14 turns and it consists of 35 laps around. Tonight's Grand Prix is now Semi-K is about to finish off a lap time here. I think he's abandoned it. And now he's going to have to settle with that 109.984 and sits closely behind his teammate Attila, who's second in the championship right now as well. Attila, the first being Nitro Shooter, who has not attended this Canadian Grand Prix. Isn't that right, Meldy?
Yeah, he could race tonight, so unfortunately he's not here. But I think it is going to be the new driver. I'll tell you how to pronounce his name, but first, Nigel's on a lap. 10.2, he puts in P9. I think he may have left PUR, because he doesn't have the PUR name before. But Joey! Oh, okay. Out of nowhere, Joey 1854 takes pole position ahead of new driver German Polyakov here in Canada. I mean, Pistol's not expecting that. Joey is on pole position for Canada. Yeah. I mean, great stuff. But yes, Pistol, the championship, because Nitro is obviously leading it, also it's going to help Attila. But Sam, if he wants to have a chance of winning the Drivers' Championship, he needs to win here tonight. A lot of pressure is on his shoulders tonight for a potential, win tonight. Could get him a good position in the standings. But it is Joey on pole position. His first pole of the season, he's back on top. Second is German Polyakov. Third is Attila. Fourth is STB Semi. Fifth is Steve Bowers. Sixth is Sloth. Seventh is Seven Wright. Eighth is Drapo. Ninth is Nigel. 10th is Mafio. 11th is Canton Dobra. 12th is No Sense, another Ukrainian driver that's drawn for tonight. 13th is Artem Frolov. 14th is SK. 15th, The Bird. 16th, Vega. And 17th is Danny after I think he crashed and made a mistake in off one. But yeah, Pistol. Canada, a track that is known for corner cutting. How is penalties going to play into this race?
Well, it greatly affects every race, not only this race in particular. Sorry, had a moment there. But like I said, this track is known for corner cuts. Very difficult to try and get your car in between the white lines, like it is compared to other tracks around this very tricky and entertaining STB calendar. So I am expecting a lot of drivers to be dished out some penalties in this Grand Prix. It's not necessarily about who's the quickest. I mean, it is technically about who's the quickest. But I think the main aim for each driver out on that track today is to just not pick up any penalties. Otherwise, it will greatly severely damage their Grand Prix.
Yes. So the strategy is still hard to medium or medium to hards. I expect the drivers to be pitting around lap 16 to lap 20 for a set of mediums off the hards. I'm not too sure about the mediums. Probably maybe lap 20 or maybe, yeah, around the same time. It's a bit like Portugal, the strategy round here, Pistol. And this is the only track that I know the strategy round because I've been watching videos about it because I've been preparing for my race on Wednesday. So, absolutely. But no, basically, yeah, that's it basically. The strategy is very simple. You want to get off the hards as early as possible to get on those fresher mediums. It's of course colder as well. Pistol, the clouds are out, so it's going to be interesting to see if the top medium runner, which I think is Draper, he can try and get some positions. gain some time, Pistol, in the cloudy, overcast conditions of Canada.
Yeah, and Canada, a very tight circuit. It's got a couple of chicanes in there. Very deep hairpin, of course, in Sector 2. Then entering into Sector 3 when you've got the Wall of Champions, I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty of DNFs around those two turns, those last two turns in this very tricky Canadian track. But here is the lineup on your left hand side. Of course, Joey leading the way. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Right at the end of that qualifying session, was able to sneak himself up into P1, and the Alpine sets the standard and will be first to be seen. He has the spotlight when those 5 red lights go out. It's just whether or not he can keep that P1. We'll have to see very shortly, as the 5 red lights will shortly come up. We're just awaiting on Danny and Vega, just a few more people to line up on this grid, and then it's going to be lights out. I can't wait for this Canadian Grand Prix. Big for the championship, of course, with Attila. He could potentially take over for P1 in the championship standings. He's only 11 points behind Nitro Shooter, and with Nitro Shooter not being able to race today, this could be it for Attila. But here we go, folks. 5 red lights.
Joey's got his car pointed there to the left-hand side. Right down where they go. Pistol in Canada. Now, gets off to a great start. I thought you was going to do the introductions there. And Boas has spun out of turn 1. I thought he was going to do the start there, Pistol. So I'll carry on. Bird's going a bit wide there in the first corner. But it is Joey that leads the Canadian Grand Prix. Followed by Attila. And he's followed closely by German Polyakov. And then you've got Sem in P4. Looking back, Matthew's picked up 3 positions off the start. And got some action in the midfield. We've got Sloth versus No Sense as they come through. SK's trying to get involved as well. Has a better exit than the Alpha Tower. He's going to be right on his chop as they come down into the chicane. Overtakes in there with a little bit to get that extra boost of power. But they have to go in one line there. Line of stern. You can't, go really side by side on the first lap of this Grand Prix. But Boas Pistol has had a very bad start, and Artem's on the Kadani.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for doing the start. I got a bit confused. You were chatting just before. I said lights out, but anyways, nevertheless, thank you for taking over that start. But Semike right here, he's got the pace here on German Polyakov here into the Wall of Champions here in the last few turns of this Canadian track. But the Mercedes flying through, that's Drapo, gets the overtake, capitalises on that AlphaTauri. He's able to put himself into P4. Niagara following suit to get that overtake on the AlphaTauri. It's kicking off here on lap 1 in this Canadian Grand Prix, as now Artem and Danny are side by side going into the first few turns here in Canada. You can just see the Williams in the background looking to sneaking a position if he can, but I think Danny just has to obey the pace of the Haskar, and Artem is able to keep that position. But what a start here in Canada. No Sense, you can just see right on the back of 7 right, of course, the Ukrainian looking to perform well in this Canadian Grand Prix. Let's see what he can do out on track.
And sorry, Canton Dobra's made another mistake this season. He's in the wall, he's made a mistake. And Boa's pissed. I don't know what happened down at turn 1, but he made a big mistake. I think he probably had a collision. And he's down in P16. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's alongside Danny into the chicane. He's going to get that move done up to P15 now. This is crucial for Boa's in his championship challenge. But Danny's going to try to come back at him.
They're still side by side here onto the straight. Are they both using ERS? No, it's only Boa's looking to use that ERS. So Danny being a little bit more strategic in that area of the field, and Jeremy takes home the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far in these first 3 laps. Great start here as DRS is now enabled here in Montreal, and Joey still leading the way after Attila and Semike. Attila P2 right now. This will mean that he will be P1 in the championship standings. He only needs to get 12 points to overtake Nitro Shooter for P1, and currently he's doing just that. These 18 points will be more than sufficient into getting that luxurious P1. No Sense though is still right on the back of 7 right. He's going to have DRS and ERS here onto the straight. Maybe he'll look for the outside lane, and the McLaren instantly shuts it off. But you can just see he's eager to try and get this overtake here. The Ukrainian is going to use his ERS now once more. The McLaren, I think, just has to obey the pace. They're side by side going into the hairpin. Bit of contact between the two. But here we go, McLaren versus Mercedes. It looks like the inside lane just about favours 7 right. And onto the exit. Is he going to have the better exit? Of course, DRS coming into play once more here for No Sense. Looks like they both have DRS, actually. So... No Sense looking for the move, but 7 right instantly shuts it off as Polyakov. Sorry, I can't say the name. 3-second time. Polyakov. Got you. Polyakov. 3-second time penalty as Mafio is here in P7. Definitely not doing too bad here.
What I want to say as well, Pistol, I do believe that No Sense is maybe 7 right as well, as they're both in Ukraine. They're racing from an underground bunker, I believe. I don't want to get the information wrong. If they're not, then I apologise, but I think that could be the case.
No Sense and 7 right, the 2 Ukrainians almost going side by side into that hairpin. And Attila versus Joey is something to look out for in the later stages here in the Canadian Grand Prix. But right now it's No Sense versus 7 right. These two going neck to neck here in this Canadian Grand Prix. It's only lap 4, but there's been plenty of entertainment brought to your eyes, brought to your screens here live on Twitch. Follow us on Twitch and also TikTok now, also YouTube. And you can also join us for our Discord. Indeed, we have all the followers.
Yeah, Pistol. Attila now has got the gap down to 5/10, so he's within that DRS, and Sem's just keeping him honest as well at 5/10. So it's a bit like a DRS train now, I think, for the top 12. Top 12 drivers are in the DRS train, so top 13 now, because Vega's getting in. So yeah, very hard to break that DRS around this track, Pistol. Got some very good pace behind Attila here. I did say to him he needs to win, and he's been spun round. Oh no! He's had a collision with Drapo, and he's falling all the way back. He's down at P12. I don't know if you've seen that, Pistol, on your screen, but that is a disaster for the Dutchman.
Yeah, I only saw the aftermath of that. I just saw him in the grass, sitting there ready to finally slot back onto the track. That's pretty much heartbreak in a sense for Semike. You know, you were hyping him up, making sure that he was able to get a good result here tonight, to maybe still put himself in the championship battle. But I mean, with that incident, I don't really think he can do that anymore. Very key part, not only for Semike's championship, but also for this Grand Prix, and also for Red Bull. By the way, they are P1 inside of the constructor standings, and well, insufficient points, as it seems for them right now. Aston Martin wouldn't be able to overtake them, but nevertheless, you would rather have 2 drivers in the points rather than 1. But it looks like Attila's just hovering around that 8/10 mark. He's not really getting quicker. I mean, it's now gone to 9/10, so I'm not too sure if he's just saving. Oh my, Joey's absolutely burnt out this ERS. He's burnt it out, he's milked it for all it can. But Attila has just kept it nice and steady. He has not used as much ERS. He's a bit like you, Marley, saving a lot of ERS and using it at its very key moments. And maybe this could see him to potential victory here in Canada.
Yeah, well, I think Joe will be very defensive, and that will really help the other guys get involved. But I'm feeling it. Drapo now. Drapo is on the inside of Nigran. He's got the move done. He's up to P3 in this race. Those mediums are really switched on in these early stages of the race. What I was saying is I'm really feeling sorry for Semike. He was running. He was in the DRS with Attila. He was going to go for the move pretty much on his teammate. And there's another battle going on here. We've got Mafio versus No Sense. And I think No Sense has got the move done, and he has lost connection.
Mafio's left the session, but he's still going to get an overtake here on 7 right. Very odd. Mafio disconnects. And oh no, somebody's round! That's Polyakov. He's round the AlphaTauri. It's now just watch. Oh no, sent straight into the back of 7 right. I got that perfectly nearly on stream, just rammed straight in the backside of that McLaren. It's a hit and run manoeuvre from the Mercedes. And he's gone. My, oh my, that's a very dirty play there from No Sense. He's got no sense whatsoever of his surroundings, you could say. But anyways, the bird here getting extremely close to SK, but SK getting closer over to Sloth. We're going to go on board with him, as they could potentially go side by side into the first few turns here. No, maybe SK could opt for the better exits here out of turn 2. Semi-K looking to move out of positions as he's trying to go around the outside of an Aston Martin, but the Aston Martin of Bird says, no thank you very much, you're staying behind me, fella. Canton Dobra gets the overtake on Polyakov, but I just think Polyakov exactly where he is inside that pit lane. I mean, it's been a dreadful start to this.
Sorry, Pistol. Was there a collision with anyone with German, or was it just him spinning on a curb?
I'm not too sure. What I did see is that we were on board with the little gang of Mafio and such when he disconnected, and then you could just see on the left hand side of the track, an AlphaTauri spun round, ghosting, and getting ready to get back on track. Just awful scenes there, and also awful scenes the fact that
Mafio's left again. What's going on?
Yeah, really not good stuff for Mafio. The Bird though still is just peaking around this 1/10 mark. Can he finally look for the move here on SK? He's definitely got the pace. He's literally burnt out all of his ERS. SK's got 29% ERS. But Semi-K could look for a move here if he's a little bit cheeky. No, he's not going to get it. And still Mafio inside of the lobby. Attila, though, is so close to Joey now. I mean, he genuinely hasn't used any more ERS than he did a moment ago when we checked on him. And he's pulled the gap down from 0.8 to 0.4. Surely an overtake awaits.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch out for Drapo, though. He's on those fresher mediums as Mafio's back in, but yeah, it's unlucky for him. But yeah, Seb needs to get a move on him, Pistol. Needs to get a move on because he's losing very valuable points, and his teammate, as you said, he's really catching up to Joey now. We're going to see what he can do down the straight. He's got a lot more ERS to play with.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll use that to good use. But you can just see, whilst, yes, of course, Joey has a lot of pace. Oh, sorry. Whilst Attila has a lot of pace on Joey, definitely do not shy Drapo away from the picture. He's also 0.3 right up the backside of Attila, but I feel like his main aim is to just let Attila and Joey battle and then bring himself into the play. I feel like if Drapo and Attila go for a battle right now, it's not going to benefit them at all. No matter who gets the overtake, if Attila keeps the position, whatever, it's not going to benefit them in the slightest. But rather, if Drapo just stays behind, waits for Attila and Joey to battle, and maybe could even pick up P1, it would be much more beneficial for him. So I think right now his main aim is to just stay behind.
Yeah, well, Drapo needs to use these medium tyres to his advantage, but he's making a few mistakes and he's losing time to Nightgrade. He's under pressure from the Alpine behind. But yeah, Alpine running very well at the moment, Pistol. P1 and 4 at the moment.
And now that Alpine is running alongside of the Mercedes, but no, instantly it's cut off with the slipstream coming into great effect here for the Alpine, but you can just see Attila so close. He's going to look for a move here on Joey. He's not even going to use the Wall of Champions. He's got the overtake on the straight, and Joey has been dethroned from his P1. Attila straight up there into P1, but
Joey's coming back at him.
Coming back round the outside. He goes now into the first few turns of this Canadian track, and now Attila looking for a switchback manoeuvre here in Canada, but he can't get it done and dusted. Nightground just behind, by the way, looking for an overtake on Drapo. But Attila with an overtake on Joey, but Joey re-overtakes Attila. It's kicking off up top.
Yep, it's kicking off. And No Sense is gaining time as well on the driver. So No Sense can get himself back into this as well.
He's just so closely bunched up, everybody, isn't it? It's just lovely to see.
And Semi's past the Bird now, so Semi's up to P9. He's been released next to his SK.
Well, here we go then. Attila got the overtake here last time out. He's got the better exit, the much better exit. Now DRS comes into play for him. Can he potentially look for another overtake here down the same exact straight? No, he's staying behind, but you can just see red light flashing for Joey. He's used his ERS for all he can, and he's not used it for good effect, really. Attila, though, is still looking to make a move on Joey here. He did it just a few moments ago, and it looks like the bird has gone round.
Yeah. And Maffeo is through on R10 Frolov. He's up to P12 now. Got the move done into turn 1.
Well done there from Mafia, but I'm just really invested in this top spot now. Whilst Nigro does have those 3 seconds, he can still greatly impact this battle for P1 here. He's going to be looking for an overtake on Drapo very soon if he does get the overtake on Drapo. Then, of course, maybe there's a gap forming. Maybe Attila and Jerry can breathe a short sigh of, well, more than Attila really, will breathe that sigh of relief, considering they wouldn't be under pressure as much. So, yeah, no matter who you look at in this top battle, every single one of them can greatly affect this Grand Prix. That's why this Canadian Grand Prix can be so magical.
Also, Piss, I don't know if you can see, but no sense now is 1.1 seconds, 1.2 now. So he's got that gap down by at least, well, 1.5 seconds. Down the straight here, so he's going to be in that DRS, I think, this lap. That's going to make it a 5-way DRS train, and then you've got 7 right, Sloth, SK, and crucially Semike in P9. So he's not out of it. If Sem pits a little bit earlier compared to his rivals, he could get a good little undercut here.
Yeah, he's definitely got the pace around here. He's just really unfortunate for what happened to him. I mean, I didn't see it personally on board, but
he just got tagged at the back.
Yeah, a bit like what 7 Right got from No Sense. We saw that just a couple of laps ago. And by the way, speaking of No Sense, he is well within.
Bloody hell, he's on it.
Yeah, he is fighting back up here now in this Canadian Grand Prix. So literally, it looks like even more DRS training. The DRS train can be expanded to more drivers here in the mid stages of this Canadian Grand Prix, and still Attila, since that one look down this straight, he's not really had to go back at Joey since. He's just not been able to commit himself to actually do so, as Nigro picks up another 3 seconds. That gives him a total amount of 6 seconds on the clock. But Attila here in this Canadian Grand Prix, I mean personally, without a shadow of a doubt, I think he's going to win this.
Yellow flag in the final sector.
Oh, Joey! 3 seconds high penalty for multiple warnings, and that puts Attila straight up into top spot. But now this makes it even more interesting, because now, instead of it being Attila versus Joey for P1, it's Drapo versus Attila for P1 now in this Canadian Grand Prix. Joey picking up those 3 seconds are so crucial for Drapo. He's now straight back into this battle here, and you can just see Attila's now without DRS. If he's without DRS on this straight, if Drapo can get the overtake on Attila, then Drapo will be P1 in this Canadian Grand Prix. Those 3 seconds are extremely crucial, Maudie.
Yeah, Drapo's got the DRS as well now down the straight. He's going to try and get past Attila. Attila's not got DRS. It's going to absolutely crucial. Pistol. Is Drapo going to get him down into turn 1? We're going to find out soon until he picks up a penalty himself.
3 seconds for Attila, and now Drapo is your leader in Canada. Unless he gets 3 seconds himself. I mean, I did say at the start, whilst it is a lot about pace, you know, I think the main aim for the drivers is just to not pick up penalties, because it can greatly impact your race, especially around Canada.
Pistol, I think right now, I don't want to speak too soon, but if Sem can get the undercut and can pit at a certain time before his rivals... Okay, scrap that, he's picked up a pen. Scrap what I was going to say. I was going to say, if he doesn't pick up a penalty, he gets an undercut, he could potentially win this race, but, yeah.
Yeah, you can just see right now on the screen, well, the people watching, that Drapo would be winning this... Well, is winning even this Grand
I
Prix.
imagine it.
You can just see that the bird went on to some. Oh, you can just see no sense though. Maybe just Drapo's getting the nerves, you know, or maybe he's not. He's not all right, you know. He's getting.
Maybe those mediums are dropping off, Pistol.
Oh yeah, that's most likely what it is. As Seven Right dives into the pit lane.
Yep,
So
he's going
that's probably
very early for set mediums. Very early for 7 Right.
Well, Semi-K here is going to be looking for an overtake very soon on SK. He's been looking at the back of that Alfa Romeo for quite some time. He would definitely love to get a move done on the Alfa Romeo, but it just seems like he has to wait a little bit more before he can actually get the move done.
7 Right is definitely Pistol going for that undercut.
Yeah,
Definitely going for the undercut.
Yeah, I don't know if he has the pace to do it though necessarily. I mean, he just about might. But I don't really see the point in him doing that, if I'm completely honest with you. But right now, of course, Drapo's winning this Grand Prix, despite him being 5th on track. He's leading. But I mean, how odd. Drapo, if he was able to win this Grand Prix, I mean, right now... Oh, no! Big spin! Big spin! The commentator's curse strikes again! Drapo with a massive spin! And that is going to put him without any podium spots. Never mind the P1. My, oh my, Drapo, massive mistake. And it puts him at the podium spots. And it just looks like that win is merely impossible.
For fuck's sake.
What's wrong, Maldick?
So done. I can't. Right, here we go. Sem's on the attack now. It's a yellow flag in sector. That's the bird. He made a mistake on those soft tyres. Right, come on, Sem. Get this move. Get this move done, Sem. Come on. Being slowed down now. Come on, get this move done.
He's got DRS wide open here, going into the hairpin. Sorry, no, this is not the hairpin. Still need to learn the track a little bit more.
Is 7 Right back in the pits?
Not too sure.
Yeah, 7 Right's back in the pits. He's on a set of softs.
Very odd strategies there being pulled out by the McLaren. If any car you'd think to go for bold strategies, you'd think it'd be Ferrari, but no, it's the McLaren. But anyway, Semi-K now, DRS wide open here in this Canadian Grand Prix on this straight. Doesn't look like he'll be able to look for a move soon as 9 ground DNFs! He's out of the Canadian Grand
and
Prix!
SK span on the final corner. SK span as well.
Oh God, it's all kicking off, ladies and gentlemen here. What is going on in Canada?
Where was Nogrel?
Nogrel was going to enter the pit lane. I'm assuming he just hit the wall coming into the pit lane and knocked himself out the park. So Nogrel's out. One less rival challenger. Yeah, no, it's interesting.
No safety car.
Well, nevertheless, Joey is winning this Grand Prix now. Of course, Drapo not being there anymore to pick off after the penalties. The nerves got the better of him, and he's now dropped himself down into P12, where he's usually at. But Joey right now is in P1 this Grand Prix. Attila now, he's going to be back to fighting ways like he was before the penalties started to dramatically affect this battle. So Attila is going to be looking up that backside of Joey for quite some time.
Pistol, Sem's Paslov.
Indeed he is. Great DRS usage and ERS usage there from Semi-K. Gets the manoeuvre done and dusted on the straight. And outside, going on the exit, of the Wall of Champions. It doesn't look like Sloth's within reach of Semi-K. He's going to have to do quite a lot of work if he wants to get in there with this P1 battle. P1 DRS train at the top, but we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, Sam's hungry. Sam's going to be very hungry, Pistol, for the win here in Canada. He's going to be pushing very hard. But yeah, the top 3 have all got DRS, so it is going to be hard. That is why Sam needs to pit to get that undercut from the top 3 runners. He needs to try and get an undercut. That's what he's looking for at the moment in this race. That's what will get him the gap. That's what I usually do in TF3. I like to get the undercut on drivers, so it it gains some sort of a gap, so I can gain, around 2-3 seconds on an undercut if I pit a few laps earlier, and that way it allows me to have a bit of a gap to filter back into. So, yeah, and no sense he's in.
Yeah, I was going to
I'm
mention.
going to be in. Sem's not going to be in. Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that No Sense did hit the backside of 7 right in the hairpin. If you can recall that a few laps ago. So No Sense after this Grand Prix could get a penalty chucked towards his way. So if he was to still be in this battle for P1, it might not even really count for No Sense, considering that mistake he had. He missed his braking zone, hit the back of No Sense. I mean, No Sense is very lucky. Sorry, no, hit the back of 7 right. 7 right was very lucky to not actually spin. He just got hit wide, was able to rejoin the track safely. And SK overtakes Drapo, but Attila is still on the backside of Joey. How do you see this race ending? Do you think Attila will be able to win this Canadian Grand Prix, Maldy?
I think... I don't know, because I really want Semike to win, if I'm honest with you. I'm not going to lie, I really do want Semike to come through and win this Canadian Grand Prix. But Joey should be in this lap. Yes, he is. And Danny is retired from the Canadian Grand Prix. Safety car.
Oh my. But also a massive thing as well is that Joey's got 5 seconds on the clock for speeding into the pit lane. Semike has been held up by his teammate. But Joey, 5 seconds
Safety
on the
car
clock
is
for
out.
him.
Safety car's out, Pistol. Safety car's out.
Oh my gosh, this is full course. 2 drive-through penalties to Sloth and Vega. My oh my, look at the penalties that have just rained and drained down onto this group of drivers. Artem's the only man to not get a penalty of any sort in this Canadian Grand Prix. But the man who's going to be most deeply affected for these penalties is most likely going to be Joey. 8 seconds on the clock for him. Attila is leading this Grand Prix.
8 seconds? Oh, and Sloth and Unai have both got drive-through penalties. Okay, that's very interesting stuff. Drapo's back on a set of mediums.
He is in...
But yeah, safety car is out, Pistol. That's going to really shake things up here in Canada.
I mean, rustling the feathers like they haven't already been rustled, let's be honest. I mean, a great Canadian Grand Prix. This should be on the calendar next year, Melly. I mean, it's absolutely world class. Great.
Well, it will be on the calendar next season. Every season with a new game, we like to... most leagues like to run a shortened calendar for every season, but for the first season in a game, we like to run all the tracks. It's not every day that you're going to be racing at, say, Hungary or, tracks that people don't really like, So it's good to race at, every circuit in the calendar. It's more of a season then, instead of a shortened 16 race or 14, whatever you have, really. As opposite back of Semike.
Yeah, I mean...
But, yeah, Pistol, talking of next season, actually, I know we're only on, we're just shy of the halfway stage in the season, but obviously we've got 2 new tracks coming. We've got Qatar and we've got Las Vegas coming next season, so I cannot wait to drive around those tracks. I think it's going to be... Qatar's the track that I've liked on MotoGP, so it'll be interesting to see what that can bring us next season. And it's a night race, so it's the opportunity to have a Twilight Grand Prix as well. I love all the Twilight Grand Prix. But yeah, I can't wait for next season. It's going to be very good. But, as you said, Pistol, this race is a very, very interesting. Joey's in P1, but he's got 8 seconds of pens, which is quite interesting. I'm going to see how he got a 5-second pen. Let's go in this up as well, Matt. Not Matt, sorry. Pistol.
Well, the safety guard is in this lap, folks. So, this is how the order has reshuffled midway in the stages here. This Canadian Grand Prix. P1, Attila P2, No Sense P3, Semi-K P4, Sloth P5, Vega P6, Boris P7, R10 P8, Mafia P9, SK P10, Canton Dobra P11, Drapo P12, Polyakov P13, Seven Right P14, and the Bird P15. But the man P1 right now is Joey. That is on track, but those 8 seconds compared to the 3 seconds of Attila coming into play will mean that Attila is currently winning this Canadian Grand Prix. So it's pretty much a battle. Oh, never mind! And it looks like Artem's got 3 seconds. Literally every single driver in this Grand Prix has got a penalty. I cannot believe it, Maldi. You got 8 seconds, 3 seconds, 6 seconds, 3 seconds, drive-through penalty, 3 seconds, 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 and 6 seconds. My oh my, everybody's got a penalty.
Yeah, it's expected around Canada, to be honest with you, Pistol. Yeah, it's it's very hard to not cut corners around this track. A lot of chicanes, so
Well, all the chicanes.
you will have all of the penalties. Right then, Sem's coming on the back of No Sense. He's lost that place under the safety cars. And Sem is going to be on it, Pistol. Sem is going to be on it. He needs to win this Canadian Grand Prix. He needs to be on the pace here if he's to get any opportunity of, winning this race. And Attila's going to be right on the back of Joey as well. I think maybe if I was Joey and Sem as the 2 drive-through pens have come into the pit lane, I think that's going to be Sloth getting a retirement, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because he's picked up a penalty there. But if I was Joey, I would honestly, obviously, same country, same party currently as Sem. I'd try and back up Attila in No Sense and help Sem, because Joey's not in the championship, whereas Sem could potentially, get back in the battle tonight with a win. So,
yeah, but, I mean, why would he necessarily help him?
Because Joey is a good person.
So are you not a good person if you don't help him?
Well, if you don't help Sem EK, you're just a fraud, to be honest with you.
Just a fraud.
What? Sem is the Max Verstappen of the league, so if you're not doing that...
Also, Maldi, I've got to stress it. If Attila gets a time penalty of 3 seconds or more, or actually 1 second or more technically, then Semi-K will be leading this Grand Prix.
Come on.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, don't pick up any stupid penalties, please. Don't piss me off now, yeah? Watch him, he's going to pick up a pen, watch.
He hasn't picked up the pen, Maldi. Oh, but I'll tell you who has. Polyakov. 3 second time penalty for multiple.
You like that now, don't you, Pistol?
Polyakov. I like his name.
DRS is enabled.
DRS is on. Let's see who's going to be on the pace. I mean, so far, you're rooting for Mr. Semi-K, I understand.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
He needs a win. He needs a win this season. He's been a bit of a dull season for him. So with a win, obviously you've got Boas up there as well. So, but if he can win, he can get a good few points over his rivals.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like SK 3 seconds. I mean, who cares actually? To be honest, these penalties. I don't think it's worth actually saying who it is, what it's for. It's just.
You might as well, Pistol, call this the penalty Grand Prix, if I'm honest.
And it's the penalty Grand Prix here in Montreal. Absolutely goated.
The penalty Grand Prix. It's incredible how many penalties people get.
Do you know what? Because you're rooting for Mr. Semi-K, I feel like I'm entitled to root for Semi-K as well. So I would like to see him get a victory. I mean, Attila pretty much either way. What happens in this Grand Prix, unless he spins or something, he will pretty much take P1 in the championship. No doubt about it. So the man is chilling in P1 at the moment, so he should be able to get P1 in the standings and also in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, Sem needs to try and get past No Sense, though. No Sense is on the back of Attila, here we go. No Sense got the pace.
He definitely has, and he's showcasing it right here in STB. Very rare that a driver can do well in Tier 1 in STB, because we're absolutely
And it's
good
a
at
debut
Tier
race as well, so...
Yeah, indeed. But he's got 6 seconds on the dot, which of course would put him down in places, not to do my impression of Will Buxton. But Semi-K, I mean, he's really got to beg that No Sense and Attila will be battling, and then he can finally get into the battle with them, and then potentially move up a position on Attila. The only person that Semi-K actually needs to move up a position on, is Attila, and that is it. If he can just stay ahead of Attila whilst remaining within 5 seconds/3 seconds of No Sense and Joey, then he wins the Canadian Grand Prix. He just needs to get past Attila first, though. And with a position ahead of him, it's going to be quite the tall order.
I'm also just going to say this as well, Pistol. Mafio has got some very good pace at the moment. He's been under the radar in this Grand Prix. He's in the DRS of Bowers here, so he's really pushing hard in this race.
Pushing hard, lol. Anyways. Semi-K, yet again, I mean, I should put with that dirty joke, I shouldn't disagree with you. Matthew's definitely done well in this Grand Prix P6, a beautiful result for him. He hasn't won since 2020, by the way, so he's been absolutely desperate for a win, and it looks like No Sense is desperate for an overtake. Side by side they go into the Wall of Champions are in STB, but no Sense has.
And Sem's coming through as well. Sem's through.
Boy oh my, he instantly flies up into P3. He says, thank you very much. I'll take that for what it's worth. And that's what I'm talking about, Melody. They have one little battle. Semi-K's right there to fix it. Oh, no! Na. Hey, goodbye.
I'm fuming.
That's all I got to say.
I'm fucking fuming. He was on for P5. I'm fuming. I'm fucking fuming.
Well, I think he always got a time penalty there, by the way. So he's got to make sure not to do anything stupid like that. And Matthew is round again.
He's found again. I'm fuming. Safety car's out. Safety
car. Oh,
safety car is out. Matt's made a mistake there on the exit. The safety car is out once again.
Safety car has come out, and do you go soft to the end? It's a tricky. It's one to be tossed up there for today.
Joey's in.
Oh.
Attila's in, but Sem's in as well, and Sem is going to be slowed down.
Oh no.
Sem.
No.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And you on another set of mediums as well. What are you doing?
Oh,
that is disgusting.
His race is done.
His race is done. He's down to P10. What's he doing? He's on medium.
Yeah.
Joey's on mediums as well.
That's painful. That's a painful one to see.
Mafio's also on mediums. Why going mediums? Maybe I don't know. Maybe they don't have the fresh tyres. But Bowers, however you want to say it, leads the Canadian Grand Prix. Second is Artem Frolov. Third is Canton Dobra. God, these drivers are out of position. Fourth is SK. Fifth is Drapo now, so he's gone up. Sixth is Polyakov. Seventh is Attila on a set of softs. He is going to be rapid in this next part of the Grand Prix, Pistol. He is going to be on pace.
Right at the moment, by the way, I would like to point out, at the moment, he's not P1 in the standings. He has to get, let me think, hold on, 25,
fourth.
18, 15, 12. So he needs to get, fourth.
Fourth place.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he's P1 in the standings. So it's a little bit of a task for Attila to try and achieve. But, I mean, Semi-K's ruined his race. That's disappointing.
This is going to be crazy, Pistol. Because you've got obviously, you got Boas, Artem, Canton Dobra, SK, Drapo, Polyakov, all on wornish mediums. Then you've got Attila and No Sense on a fresh set of softs. Then you got Joey and Sem on fresh mediums. Seven Right on fresh softs. Vega on fresh softs. Sloth is on fresh softs. Mafio is going to be on fresh softs. So it's going to be, it's literally crazy. This end of the Grand Prix is going to be mad.
Well, we'll see what happens when it's lights out and away we go.
You got SK, Canton Dobra, Artem. They've all been quiet in this race, and now they're up to P2, 3, and 4.
Booyaka! That's all I got to say to that.
So looking forward. I'm actually really looking forward, Pistol, to this at the end of this race. It is going to be crazy.
That's why you should all stay tuned for the next few laps here in STB. And in the meantime, you know, you can follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and you can join us in our Discord, and you can be a driver. I could be commentating on you right now, actually. I could be commentating on Maldi as he goes over to Wednesday to perform his, to do what he does best and win. Pretty simple. But safety guard
What
is
the fuck is going on
this
at the back
lap.
here?
Something going on at the back. Well, so it's got to be something bad. But anyways, Bowers leads the way. Dobra is, and that's going to be shuffled, reshuffled on the of this safety car. It's green light. We go once more here in Canada. And Bowers with this start. Semi-Gate's got a time penalty for 6 seconds. Oh no, his race is truly dead. Oh, that is horrific. As now Draper goes side by side with SK into the first few turns here in the Grand Prix. Joey's got another 3-second time penalty. They're still side by side in the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes. But it looks like the overtake is performed by SK, sorry. My oh my, what a restart to the safety car already. We've already got action at the top. Draper having to stay behind, though, of course, the SK, but it won't matter towards him, honestly. He would still be in the podium for this Grand Prix. But anyways,
yeah.
Attila, oh no,
Attila's been hit on the back. Attila's been hit.
What should have been a very easy race to take P1 in the standings has now turned to absolute horror as No Sense and Joey go side by side. No Sense get a better exit, but oh my word, Maldi. What have I just seen?
Yeah, it's been a very, I don't know.
Not sure shooter being blessed by the gods, really, there. He's going to be viewing the few sigh of relief. As Vega's in the pit lane, I'm assuming for a drive-through penalty. He's got 18 seconds on the dot. Mafia with a 1:12 dead. He picks up the fastest lap of the Canadian Grand Prix. Sloth, 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. But we've got around 3 laps left to go. Slash 4 really laps left to go. Sloth is spinning, twisting, turning. But what have you made of this Grand Prix so far, Maldi?
I'm a bit confused. Polyakov's made a big mistake on gets it. And 7th throw is up to P9 now. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here we go. Joey's on the back of No Sense.
Just give me a second.
So Joey had no sense. Joey had no sense. He's behind No Sense, but he had no sense pitting. Don't know why he pitted.
Just continue commentating for a second. Just give me a second.
Yeah, so I have no idea why he boxed. But Boas leads by 2 seconds now. So he's pretty much in command now of this Canadian Grand Prix. Crazy.
Oh no. Oh no. Simi K's left the session.
Oh, fucking hell, I'm not. Andre post span as well. I don't know. I accidentally invited him to the party. So, right. Joey P6. Are you there, Pistol?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Alright, there we go. DRS and even in lap 34 of 35. And you can just see No Sense right on the back here of SK looking for a switchback. He's got so much grip on these tyres. But he hasn't necessarily used it to good use, to be honest. He hasn't moved up too many positions, sorry. But Bowers right now is winning this Grand Prix. I'm pretty sure that'll be his first win of the season, Maldy. Fantastic stuff. Wait, no, he's got 63 points. He must have won at least once this season. So he's right now in P4 in the standings. He's P1 in the Grand Prix. If he's able to win this, he could shoot himself into the podium spots in terms of the standings. And oh my word, big crash! Joey's into the wall, Joey's in a wall. No Sense down the inside here, and SK here as we are about to shortly enter the last lap. No Sense going side by side. Mafia and German Bolyakov going side by side, and it seems like Mafia's got the better of him there. No Sense and SK could go side by side into the Wall of Champions, but No Sense gets the overtake. But now we tick on by into lap 35 out of 35 in this Canadian Grand Prix. And the storyline was set really for Attila. The stage was set for him to tread along into P1 in the driver's standings. He only needed to gain 11 points on Nitro Shooter to claim P1 in the driver standings, and with Nitro Shooter not even attending the race, surely it was easy. So, and then we went into...
Pistol, sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I think Mafia might be on for a podium. Scrap that. Fuck's sake!
Anyways, so yes, like I said, Attila, stage was set for him to take P1 in the standings, 11 points behind with Nitro Shooter not attending the race. Surely it was easy, but a huge mistake by him hits the wall on the last few laps. It then inherited Bowers for P1, and he comes round the last turn across the straight. The Bowers wins the Canadian Grand Prix. Fantastic victory from Bowers. He takes home 25 points for the Williams and for himself. Congratulations to Bowers once more. Williams flying high this Grand Prix, with also Mafia finishing 4th. Wow, what a Canadian Grand Prix.
Hold on, I'm just looking at the standings. 63, so he'll be on 88.
88, yeah.
He'll be 7 points behind Nitro Shooter. Where did Attila finish? Attila was 6th, as he will be on 8 points. So he'll be 3 points behind Nitro Shooter. It's very close to the top there, Pistol. But it is provisionally Seaboers that will get, and Mafia got fast lap as well. Yeah, okay, hold on. First is Boers, second is Artem, third was Canton Dobro. 4th, Mafia, going to give him an interview because he got 4th, and I don't think Boers can actually speak to us. And Artem and Canton Dobro are both on PC. So 5th was Sever Wright, 6th was Attila in the end, 7th was No Sense, 8th was Semi K, 9th was Polyakov, 10th was Joey, 11th was Drapo, 12th was Sloth, 13th was SK. Your non-finishers were Vega, Bird, Danny, and Nigral. So not as many retirements as I thought. But yeah, Pistol, that is the Canadian Grand Prix. I mean, yeah, I think that was decent.
Yes, and it was. And it seems like nobody's able to join us for any interviews, Marty.
I'm trying to invite Mafio, but
I mean, Mafio took home, by the way, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So, on top of his 12 points, he's going to gain an additional 13 points now. And that almost doubles his current points that he has on the board for the driver standings. So, are we able to get anybody in?
tried to invite Mafia, but he's joining me currently.
Should I end the stream right now?
I think we will wrap things up here. Stop. Thank you everyone for watching the Canadian Grand Prix live from Montreal, the Circuit de Villeneuve. A very interesting Tier 1 race. You can join me and Matthew tomorrow for Tier number 2, Canada. And then you can join Pistol and Matthew on Wednesday for Tier 3, where Maldi will be back on the track. But if you want to watch them, if you're just a Tier 1 fan, you can join us next week at the Suzuka circuit, where we go to round 8 in Japan. We'll see you next time.